Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 16th to the 22nd. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Cancer, as I said in your March monthly forecast, there's going to be a strong concentration of planets in a small pie slice in the sky. This week, you are going to have the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and the Moon in your BFF water sign, Pisces, which is very spiritual, very compassionate. And then you have another stellium in Aries, which is really fiery. And this includes the Sun, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, the Moon. All right. So stellium meaning 3 or more planets. So you see that there's going to be a lot of energy in, well, career. Aries rules your 10th house, but Pisces is your ninth. And so you're just kind of like merging these energies. And I want you to think about how they have been influencing your life the past month, since the lunar eclipse that happened at the beginning of March. And with all this Pisces energy, wow, you're really feeling that. Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. Jupiter's in your sign right now. And the ninth house really is just, it's your worldview. It's expanding your horizons. You wanting to just explore a little bit more, right? There may be travel involved. You may be thinking about travel. You may have traveled recently, or you may be planning travel. And education is a big part of the ninth house. And so maybe you want to become a teacher. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to take online courses. And it doesn't have to be traditional education. It's just you imparting your wisdom in some way. The ninth house is also publishing. You write a book, it's publishing, it's broadcasting, maybe a podcast, whatever the reason. It's all about, again, imparting this wisdom. It's all about self-belief. And you could have had a lot of energy merging your just spirituality, right? What's meaningful to you with career. With career and your reputation, your legacy, your ambition. That is all that 10th house energy. And I want you to know you're going to feel an enormous shift this week. You see what's happening. You are going to feel ready to conquer this week as a spiritual warrior. In fact, the second half of March is a lot more active than the first, okay? Because look, Mercury will go direct, meaning all the planets are going to officially be direct until May. They're all leaving Pisces too. And Pisces, as you know, represents endings. And all these planets will be moving into Aries, meaning you're going to feel a little bit more fired up and restless and ambitious. This is all or nothing for your goals. That's that Aries energy, okay? For your dreams. And of course, your destiny, because Tuesday, March 17th, you have Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces at 8 degrees. Now, happy St. Patrick's Day. You're still feeling Mercury conjunct Mars and Pisces over the weekend. It's spilling over into this week. And so Mercury, the planet of communication in the mind, writing, speaking, negotiating, is meeting up with the North Node. Again, they're having a conversation about you, Cancer, about your mission statement, your purpose, your destiny. But you may already know what they're talking about because Mercury met up with the North Node of Fate at 8 degrees on February 12th. And I said in your monthly forecast, pay attention to this date. Something around that time, February 12th, likely will resurface, okay? And there may be some resolution on this day regarding whatever happened around that time. Remember, this is your ninth house. And so there, again, a lot of it could just be the way that you were seeing things, your perspective, your philosophies, okay? As well as education and travel, publishing, everything that we, spoke about earlier. The other thing is that not only could there be some resolution, there could be some revelations as well. And there could be even something, from around that time under review again. It comes up again, but it's Mercury and it's the North Node. So yeah, you could also receive news. You could make a big announcement. There could be a faded conversation, even a dream, right? Pay attention to your dreams. That's Pisces energy, right? Dreams. They may be sending you messages. You may be, if you're avoiding someone from your past, someone that you need to have a conversation with, you stole a cookie from their cookie jar, whatever it is, right? That may come up, okay? And remember, Mercury is still retrograde at this point, where events, circumstances, people from your past, they resurface. So keep that in mind, because the timing is really perfect with this Mercury North Node meetup. You see what's happening the next day, right? So Wednesday, March 18th, you have the new moon in Pisces. This is at 28 degrees, and it is one of my favorite new moons of the year. Remember, Pisces, again, is the end. And so this is the beginning of the end. And it's a really big beginning of the end because you no longer have Saturn in Pisces after 2.5 years. You no longer have Neptune in Pisces after 14 years. Everything is truly moving into Aries, the very first sign. So there is this new storyline happening for you around this time. All right. Again, ninth house activity. All right. And this is it's such a magical new moon. It could be very visceral for you. There's definitely going to be, again, just your mindset, your beliefs, your belief system. It really could expand at this point. It could really just go to the next level, right? Pisces and the moon, by the way, they both represent the subconscious. And that governs intuition, emotions, creativity, learned behavior. And so a lot of things may just come up around this time as well. Things that you feel deep down in your gut, in your soul, in your subconscious. All right. And put your energy out there for this new moon. Pisces energy lets you dream big. Okay. But it's up to you to make that real. Speak what you want into the ether. Make it real. Bring things from the subconscious to the conscious. Okay. This reprograms your mind, especially with affirmations and repetition and inspired action. And none of that works if you don't have belief. You have got to believe, especially in yourself. The fact it's happening in your 9th house, which is all about self-belief. Oh, you better believe this is a new moon. You'll never forget. This is going to be something that really shapes who you are. It is, in a sense, like spiritually transformative for you. It's almost like you're going to be getting signs around this time. And this is the perfect new moon to create this new reality that you deserve. Because this new moon is Jupiter ruled. You got Jupiter in your sign. And also, the sun is sextile Uranus. What? 27 degrees. And we have this a couple times a year, but Uranus is leaving Taurus, right? And so that's happening just in a few weeks. Next month in April. So this will be the last time we'll ever have the sun in Pisces, sextile Uranus and Taurus, unless you live past 84 years, right? The next 84 years, that's the next time we'll have it. So keep that in mind. You could, if you're, a zombie. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. Now, the other thing is that the sun sextile Uranus, it's pretty baked in. The sun, right? Your life force, your, identity, connecting harmoniously, by the way, with Uranus, the planet of surprises and the unexpected and innovation and liberation, breakthroughs and awakenings. So do you see how for you, Cancer, this new moon, yes, it's extra stimulating for you. And you could have these huge spiritual awakenings around this time and be really inspired about your path forward. And don't forget, Uranus and Taurus, that's your 11th house. And the 11th house rules your future hopes and like goals and ambitions and long-term dreams. This is going to be really nice. It's also your social network, groups you belong to, friendships, your squad, your support system, benefactors, allies. They could really be involved here. There could be someone or a group that they take this new moon, whatever intentions you set, to the next level. Okay. And it could also be you doing something for the collective, right? The 11th house being the masses, even, your audience. If you are, let's say, like a writer, podcaster, teacher, things like that, 9th house. But it really doesn't matter. It's just like whatever you do where you're, spiritually aligned. Yeah. There is, it's very humanitarian, the 11th house. But either way, this is just really nice. There's also going to be likely some money involved, finances, money, looks like some relationships as well. When you have Mercury and the North Node in the mix and the Sun, which is, optimism and confidence and hope, there is something truly fated about this new moon. And Uranus being unpredictable, the delivery, what you receive, what happens around this new moon, and what follows, especially the 2 weeks following the new moon. Whatever comes your way, it may be in ways that you had never expected or ever assumed. Okay, and you might do something very unconventional. Remember, Uranus wants you to shake things up and think out the box while being your authentic self. So again, there may be something here that you do where you think differently. And again, it does look like other people will be involved. Okay? So set intentions, put wheels in motion, and dream big. And trust the process, because not on the whiteboard, Venus will square Jupiter. It's the only square this month, but it's a good one. It's fine. It's the two benefic planets, Venus and Jupiter. And so all this is saying really is, find the right amount of what brings you pleasure and avoid overdoing things. Avoid overindulging, right? Those type of things with Jupiter, which can really expand. And yes, with love and money, home and family. But here's the thing. That's just like a small part of this. The biggest thing about this new moon in Pisces is that we will have a minor grand trine. And that will involve Uranus and Taurus, Juno, who is Jupiter's wife, who is all about equality, balance in relationships, love, marriage, partnerships, who happens to be in Capricorn, which rules your 7th house of love, marriage, partnerships, contracts. Yeah. And the new moon. So minor grand trine, Uranus, Juno, and the new moon, the sun and the moon in Pisces at the apex. This is a portal. This is a portal. This is humongous. So just know this is a big new moon. And we'll talk about it more in the second spread, where we talk about the asteroids and lunations. But this really is like true sacred geometry. I would not be surprised if you sign something around this time, or at least have, maybe some verbal agreement. But the fact that Pisces, again, sure, it is like your beliefs. It is, education, inner wisdom, traveling. But the 9th house is also the courts. It's also like the law. So there really, truly could be something that becomes, official here. And if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising sign or your moon, or for your sister Jennifer, your husband Mo, it doesn't matter. It's the mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. And I'm throwing in you and Scorpio will feel this new moon the most. Okay? If you have any planets in your natal chart, 25 to 29 degrees, in any of those signs, yeah, those planets will be aspected. You would feel it the most. Now, Thursday, Nope. Friday. I keep doing that. Friday, March 20th. Loaded day. All right. This is, you're feeling your new era really coming in now. Really coming in. Again, Mercury goes direct, meaning all planets at this point direct. All right. Until May. The sun moving into Aries. We're officially in Aries season, where the sun is exalted, meaning he does his best for you out of all the signs. And lastly, this is the real new year, which I explained in your monthly forecast, the equinox. Happy spring, by the way. Happy fall. If you're in the southern hemisphere, the equinox, where day and night are perfectly balanced, celebrated by the ancient cultures, many that saw it as, the balance between opposites, light and dark, life and death, right? The Great Sphinx facing due east directly into the rising equinox sun, Stonehenge and other megalithic sites calibrated, equinox alignments. That, when the equinox is a real new year, all right? But you see how meaningful the equinox was, and it is still today. It represents this cosmic balance and a new cycle, new timeline for you, one that we have never experienced, by the way, with the sun, Neptune, Saturn, Venus, Chiron, Eris, and the moon, all in Aries. All in Aries, all in your 10th house of career and fame and your reputation. If you're not here for career, just whatever you want to be known for. The 10th house is, social status. It's leadership. It is your legacy. So buckle up. That's just the beginning. Just wait until we get to April. All right. But from this point, everything that you have released or reevaluated or even experienced since the lunar eclipse that happened on March 3rd, it all brought you to this moment. Remember, this is the 0 degree Aries point, and the equinox is the beginning of the beginnings. So this is when everything comes to life, including you, because the equinox is, renewal, the rise of energy. You are going to feel this rush, this fire in your belly with more confidence and perspective, especially through the weekend. But again, a huge concentration on career for you, on career matters, work, legacy, your reputation, but also, Saturn natively rules your 7th. And so there is something here, especially with Juno and Capricorn, right? There is something here with partnerships, love, marriage, business partners, contracts, even personal relationships. Yeah. There's a lot happening for you, but you have an enormous concentration of planets saying, I got you. This is go big or go home energy. Remember, it's Aries energy. It's fiery. Yeah. And you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Remember, Aries is the I am of the zodiac. And this matters because everything is neutral, right? That's why polarities exist. So I am gives you the power to choose your perception of reality or how you face challenges. Yeah. Speaking and believing any affirmations you choose for yourself. I am fearless. I am courageous. This is all about you, Cancer, okay? And it's a lot of energy in Aries. So that means it's go time. No breaks. All right? To know thyself, right? To be fully present, ready to initiate for the next 4 weeks. So don't live a little, live a lot. This is all about moving forward as you embrace these energetic, entrepreneurial, that pioneering spirit that Aries energies bring. All right. Again, a lot of career stuff. You're moving on up. There's a lot that's going to be happening for you. And of course, the more that we get into Aries season, and again, with what's happening in April, that's like, whoa, right? Anyway, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, well, you know what happens. So Sunday, March 21st, probably going to be your favorite day. I'm just guessing. You got Mars and Pisces trine Jupiter in your sign at 15 degrees. This is one of the best days of the year. Okay. Especially because Mars is in, Jupiter sign. Yeah. There's this nice reception here. Also, it's happening just days after the new moon. So the new moon is when you make that wish. And Mars trine Jupiter says, okay, we're going to make that wish happen now. And Mars, it gives you drive. And then you have an exalted Jupiter, Jove, in your sign, that helps expand and brings luck and abundance and wisdom and profit and, opportunities, especially in the home space too. There's still a lot of energy happening in home and family and real estate for y'all. And then again, you're just going through a lot of changes. And you're probably, like Jupiter's direct now. You're excited about this. You're going to feel a lot more of Jupiter's energies when we get to like May, June. Yeah. But you're still like, oh, just wait for all the abundance. And remember, Jupiter hasn't been in your sign since 2014. So we haven't had this combo in 12 years. You're going to feel strongly supported. So be open to opportunities because what you seek is seeking you. Thank you, Rumi. It will be also, by the way, you, Scorpio, Pisces, and I'm throwing in the earth signs as well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is all you, all right? Those are the signs that will feel this the most. If you have any planets, 12 to 18 degrees. In any of the water signs, really, in your natal chart, you'll really feel this. The other thing is, it's not on the whiteboard. I was gonna talk about it next week, but Sunday, March 22nd, we will have that Neptune, Cazimi, the Sun conjunct Neptune, 2 degrees Aries. So this is the first time since 1861 that this has happened. So nobody has experienced it, okay? Sun conjunct Neptune and Aries. And this is the Sun and Neptune. This is transcendent. It's peak cinema, as the kids say. The Sun being this life force and amplifying Neptune's energies, which is inspiration and spirituality and the arts. So again, this is just like that merging of your personal and spiritual identity. It's soulful. It's all about your vision. Remember, Neptune is visionary. Yeah. Visualize. Visualization activates new neural pathways in the brain. It increases your confidence. This is literal neuroscience. That's why I always talk about vision boards. They work. Do a vision board this day. You could also get downloads. You could have these big creative breakthroughs, especially with anything new, anything entrepreneurial, anything that you want attention for. Again, this is your 10th house. And you could also get downloads. You could have, creative breakthroughs. All right. I think I mentioned that, but that's what I really love for you, especially if there's just so much energy in that 10th house. Neptune, remember, rules music as well. Sound is vibration. It's healing. Play music that inspires you. Pick up a guitar. Learn how to play the violent femmes. You're going to be great. This is a great aspect for artists, by the way. But everyone will have this feeling of exploring what's truly meaningful, right? Your spiritual purpose. And so the fact that Neptune is in Aries, remember, that is that archetype for the visionary leader, spiritual warrior, all right? Knowing your quest and your vision, connecting with the divine within you, go forth. Go. You got so many planets in that 10th house, okay? And remember Saturn. Yeah, Saturn's there too. And Saturn's karma. He, rewards you when you trust your vision and do the work. And avoid the lower expressions of the Sun conjunct Neptune, which can be delusion. Like La La Land. You're going to be fine. It will be the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius that will feel this the most. If you have planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of those signs, you're really going to have these like telepathic abilities. It is a really heightened intuition, like psychic energy. All right, Cancer, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for, March 16th to the 22nd, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. You know what, Cancer? I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with you. I feel like you've got a lot happening, but I do feel like with Mercury retrograde and Pisces for you, things could have really been confusing. There could have been a lot of delays, and there could have been this tug of war between your physical mind and your higher mind. But let's see what's going on. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. I don't need to spend more time. You're fine. You're good. But literally everything that I just said right here. Okay. So you've been going through it. A lot of it had to do with Mercury retrograde and Pisces, because as I have said, Mercury does not do well in Pisces at all. And it happened to be in your 9th house. And so, the 9th house is very spiritual. Pisces energy, very spiritual. Mercury just wants the facts. Mercury's like, okay, where's the source? Who's the source? 5 of Pentacles. This really is more about mind over matter, even though it's Pentacles. You see the 2 people here out in the cold. Yeah, it's dark. They're feeling a little, excluded. But they are focusing on their plight. They're literally outside of church. He could literally just knock, knock. Yeah. And that's the whole point. Every card in tarot has, hope. If it's like a challenge card, which are the 5s. And so you see that even the Pentacles are shaped as an anchor. So there is this anchor of hope. I mean, the party's inside. That's where you're going to get that support. That's where you're going to feel welcome and loved, right? But in a sense, they're so focused on, oh gosh, this has happened to me. This card is, there may be someone or something that's holding you back. Or you may feel like you're holding someone back. Or maybe there's something that had to do with finances or career or job. Whatever it is, it's cup not half full. What's the other direction? Half empty. That's the way they're thinking. So again, really more about mind over matter. And remember, everything is energy. Everything vibrates, right? Everything. We're made of atoms. And so it's all about raising that frequency and accepting, okay? That's the key. Accepting the possibilities, the opportunities, the support, not closing yourself off. And I feel like a lot of y'all may feel that this week. Moving into this week, it almost feels like a lot of y'all may have been let down. I know a lot of stuff is happening in career, but it does feel like friendships. There could have been something with friendships or even family where you may have felt like you weren't getting the support you needed. But as you move forward, it looks like you're going to get some good news. It looks like what you go through here has made you stronger because you have the King of Cups in the heart of your spread. This is someone who's very emotionally stable. This is someone who leads with his heart. This is someone who went through that. Yeah? It's the challenges that you go through that make you empowered. And the King of Cups, yeah, he's a leader. Yeah, you can see that. Look at his throne. Look at it. It's on these choppy waters, turbulent waters. It does not matter. Nothing is going to knock him off his throne. That's how stable he is. That's how he can go through any of these, highs and lows and whatnot. He's always going to be on top of that. And he is such a compassionate king. He has so much empathy, so much love. And you know where that comes from? Self-love. So it looks like through this process, learn and go back to that self-love. Okay? Remember everything I just said earlier about the, affirmations and repetition and all of that, because this is saying you're going to be in a good place. And when you put yourself in this situation, a leadership role, which looks very likely for you to be honest, with 4, 5, 6 planets in Aries, a sign of leadership, and so are you, your, fellow cardinal sign, in your 10th house of, leadership. Like it looks good. And so it can be career, it can be family, it can be, in a relationship, whatever it is. That's really nice. Now you have the 10 of Cups in your challenge area. I'm just going to say it. I want you to spend some time this week asking yourself, are you happy? Okay? Do you have joy in your life? And if you hesitate, if you say no, spend some time thinking about it, okay? Because you have the 10 of Cups, which is obviously a great card. You see the happy couple. You see the happy children, the house. Yeah? The rainbow. This is joy. This is a lot of pleasure. This is euphoria. It's so much happiness. But it is in your challenge area. And remember, cups are emotions and feelings and intuition and love. So I want you to really look at this card. Okay? Look at the couple. Look at the kids. It's a little theatrical, right? It's almost like they're putting on a show. And so I want you to ask yourself, am I putting on a show? Am I letting everyone believe that I'm happy when deep down inside, maybe I'm not, right? So this helps. The King of Cups, it's saying that potential is right there, okay? And so it does feel like a week where you might, I mean, you have so much remember, you have a new moon in your 9th house. And so that would just, require a little bit of introspection and reflection, okay, to come out on top. Okay. So you can have that joy. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just reading the cards for you here. You have that 5 of Wands in your crown. So there may be something here where that is the root of something's going on. Might be, on your mind where there's a little bit of conflict, maybe not seeing eye to eye. And these are really, young kids here. So you have so much family energy. If you have kids, yeah, it could be kids. There could be something there where you might have to get involved. It could be just, noise. It's a lot of noise that you don't need. Yeah. It's another 5, by the way. So it's another challenge card. And so you want to think about that. Again, the biggest thing that's coming up for me is this tug of war. Physical mind, higher mind. Physical mind, higher mind. right? What do I think? What do I believe? So merging the two, because this card is all about someone coming through and rising up to be that leader, to say, y'all, the only way we're going to get through this is if we work together. Okay? We got to work together. The other 10 of Pentacles. Again, just a lot of family stuff here. You even see the 3 generations of family right here with the child, the couple, the old man. You see the harvest. This is a great card. You have the Pentacles raining from the heavens in the form of the tree of life. So this is legacy. This is prosperity. This is success. This is the, you made it card. And so I feel like that is your drive here. I feel like that there is, a goal in mind, and you're sticking to it. But you do have to believe in yourself, like I said, okay? And you can be that rock for other people, but is anyone being that rock for you, right? You have the 2 of Cups in your future. But what did I say about partnerships? Well, that's how big Juno is going to be a part of partnerships. What I love about this is it's the 2 of Cups. There's a union, this, commitment in your future. And this is 2 souls inhabiting one body. This is the true love card, the twin flame card. A lot of passion here. You even see the winged lion. Yeah, the Caduceus. Healing, right? So it does look favorable. Then it does also look like you, by the way, with Mercury retrograde, it may be you even making up with people. There could be something here where you're returning to something again, but whatever it is, it's this clean slate, and it's this just also a new partnership, new relationship, new love. This is vows. This is, again, true commitment. We're in it for the long haul. You did have Venus conjunct Saturn too recently. Okay? And it doesn't have to be love. It can be career. It can be business partner. It can be, platonic. Remember, you have a lot of friendship stuff. So I really love this for you. And in a sense, it feels like starting over for a lot of y'all. And whether it is starting over in a current relationship or not, there's still that renewal. That's still there, that spirited, like, soulmate energy as you move forward. Okay? You're good. You're good. This is your card, by the way. Let's get to your stuff. Cancer, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. I know I've lost my voice is gone. And I don't know if you saw my last post. I am a little under the weather. So thank you for your patience as I... A toast to cancers. Let's get to yourself. Okay. Yeah. What are you doing? Cancer, you're cracking me up. You're cracking me up. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. So, here's the thing. Pisces energy. Sure. Spiritual. We love that. It is endings. Yeah. Pisces, very intuitive energy. It is a lot of, compassion. But when you look at the lower expressions of Pisces energy, it really would be self-sabotage. It would be hidden enemies. Yeah. It would be not facing your fears. Also, isolation. Okay. So we want to avoid that. And then remember, with the Sun conjunct Neptune too, it could be not facing your realities too, as well. you're gonna have to take that blindfold off if you want to move forward. And there is something here where it just feels like you have to be honest with yourself about something. And I do feel that someone else is involved. Okay? It's almost as if someone has made you feel this way. And you did get in, yeah, even with that Five of Pentacles there. So it does feel like this back and forth energy. You're going to be fine. I mean, you have strength in your external factors area. I love that. Remember, Aries energy, as soon as you move into it, as soon as you hit the equinox, I mean, you've already been riding the wave of Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Venus in Aries, but you're going to hit the equinox. You're going to have the sun in Aries. There's going to be other planets moving into Aries. But, and that's that courageous, ambitious energy. And you've got strength here. It just feels like there's something here that's just going to make you really empowered. And also where you realize that you can create your reality, where you do have these possibilities and they're infinite as long as you believe in yourself, right? And this is very heart-based, this strength card, okay? Strength comes from your heart, having that not guarded, but open. The other thing is you got that King of Wands, which is great. I love it. So it just feels like a lot of y'all want to be that leader. You want to be that leader. You want, and again, your 10th house so activated. You want to be remembered for being that leader. You want to be recognized for being that leader. You want to have passion. And when I say leader, yeah, it could be being, CEO, a manager, head of the household, wherever that energy is for you. And so it really is finding that passion, letting that passion just, feeling it in your bones. That's the King of Wands. He is the entrepreneur too, by the way. But he has this zest for life and people gravitate toward him. He's got great energy. And then you have that Five of Cups and your final outcome. So this, it looks like with the Five of Cups and your final outcome, it does look, the Five of Cups, by the way, you see him looking at the spilled cups. He can't let go of the past. You got some great things happening. But remember, there could be some people, circumstances, events coming up from the past. We've got to let it go. Remember, you can't take everything with you into this new era, this new you. And you have the Two Cups right behind you. You can't even see it because you're so focused on that. And in this sense, when you have the Two of Cups, which this is referencing, the Two Cups behind him, right? It's almost like a little bit of neglect for what potential is here. Okay? So, out with the old, in with the new. This is doing some emotional healing. All right? You've got partnerships written all over your spread, and relationships as well. And there does feel like a sense of how people perceive you, or maybe how people perceive the relationship that you have with your significant other, with your boss, with your intern, with your, mother-in-law, with your daughter, whatever it is. There is just something here where it does feel like we're going to have to, no more cup empty. Yeah. You have a lot to look forward to. Let me just see something here. Oh gosh. Okay. I'll clarify that. I'm going to clarify the Five of Cups. Let me see. Yeah. You ready? You have the Six of Pentacles. That's great. Again, you have 3 5s. Remember, they're the challenge cards. So you got 3 out of the 4 challenge cards. Yeah. A lot of this is up here just to remind you. So it's mind over matter. Mind over matter. Of course, it's connected to what's happening in your physical world, but it's really seeing the opportunities. Any challenges that you go through, remember, they're opportunities to make you stronger, okay? Make you wiser, come out on top, to vibrate at that higher frequency, to show Saturn and the North Node and whoever that you've got this, that you're good. And then you have the Six of Pentacles, which is, just showing that everything is just going to harmonize as long as you release the past and have resolution, so you're not bringing the past with you. Pick up these 2 cups that will bring you that joy, cross the bridge, and celebrate. Throw on some Ricky Martin, do a little dance. You see the water literally under the bridge, by the way. Okay? And then that Six of Pentacles, amazing. That's graciousness. It's gratitude. It is also healing. It's also, support, right? Remember, from the Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, so this feels like a journey right here. Like that little bit of a test. It's going to feel really good. You see that these people are being supported now. Yeah. They're being supported. It could also be you, because there's so much leadership energy here too. And you have, these 2 tens, by the way, that, really do indicate like something's ending for this new beginning. And it seems like something you want. Okay. But the Six of Pentacles, we call him the young Hierophant. So he is imparting his wisdom. He is that one that is, supporting others. This is, selfless acts of kindness right here. And again, it feels like it feels right for you. Okay. I feel like you can move into that position. And again, if you're the one seeking support, you will get it. All you have to do is move forward. That's all you have to do. Okay. But this feels like a learning opportunity. Is something that's going to bring emotional growth, and it's going to put you in that place where you're contributing. Okay. But otherwise, you're good. You're good. You're just gonna. There's a couple tests, but remember, it just makes you stronger. Cancer. Thanks so much. Next week we have. Next week is big. All right, so there's a lot happening. Okay, we do have that Saturn Kazemi, by the way. So again, a lot of energy around career and relationships and partnerships, love, marriage, and again, this week too. But that's the seeding point. And second spread, the bonus spread. We will. We're gonna do something here. I'm gonna do a spread just on this new moon. I do want to isolate it. I do want to see what we can expect, any cards that overlap, and the lunations, including that minor grand trine with Juno. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. Thank you for being members. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Cancer, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. April's big. Well, I'll see you next week. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.